Welcome to my channel. Subscribe, listen, and enjoy my stories every day. The sun hangs low on the horizon, casting a golden glow across the beach. The gentle waves lap at the shore, creating a soothing soundtrack for the late afternoon. Tourists and locals alike scatter across the sand, some lounging under umbrellas, others diving into the turquoise water. It's the kind of day that makes you appreciate the simplicity of beach life. I adjust my sunglasses and lean back against the bar, the cool wood pressing into my back. My name is Jack, and I've been tending bar at this little slice of paradise for 3 years now. It's not a bad gig, serving drinks to happy vacationers, swapping stories, and watching the world drift by. But today, there's a tension in the air that I can't quite shake. "Hey, Jack, another piña colada when you get a chance," a regular calls out from the far end of the bar. "Coming right up, Tony." I reply, forcing a smile as I start mixing the drink. My mind is elsewhere, though, on her. My wife, Emily, works just a few yards away at the beach clinic. She's a medic, always ready to patch up a scraped knee or treat a sunburn. We met here, fell in love here, and built a life together on this sandy shore. But lately, things have been different. "Here you go," I say, sliding the drink over to Tony and pocketing the tip he leaves on the bar. I glance over at the clinic, where Emily is talking to a tall, athletic-looking guy. He's shirtless, with a towel draped over his shoulders, and they seem to be laughing about something. I feel a knot tighten in my stomach. There's something about the way she leans in close, the way he touches her arm lightly. My gut tells me something is off, but I shake it off. I'm probably just being paranoid. The day drags on, and I keep myself busy with customers. But every time I look over, Emily is still talking to that guy. Finally, the crowd starts to thin out as the sun begins to set, and I decide it's time to confront her. "Hey, Emily," I call out as I approach the clinic. She looks up, startled, and I see a flash of something, guilt, in her eyes before she smiles. "Jack. What's up?" she asks, a little too brightly. "Just wanted to see how you're doing. Busy day?" I ask, trying to keep my tone casual. "Yeah, pretty busy. This is Mark," she says, gesturing to the guy beside her. "He's new in town. Had a little surfing accident." "Nice to meet you," Mark says, extending a hand. I shake it, noting the firm grip. "Hope you're okay," I say, forcing a smile. "Emily's the best at what she does." "Yeah, she is," Mark replies, glancing at her with a grin that makes my blood boil. I clench my jaw, trying to keep my cool. "Well, I should get back to the bar. See you later, Em." "See you," she says, her smile not quite reaching her eyes. As I walk away, I can't help but feel like I'm being played for a fool. My mind races with possibilities, each one more unsettling than the last. Is she really cheating on me? And if so, how long has it been going on? The bar is almost empty now, the last stragglers finishing their drinks and heading home. I start to clean up, my thoughts a jumbled mess. I need to know the truth, but how? Suddenly, an idea hits me. I grab my phone and send a quick text to my friend, Dave, who works at a nearby resort. He knows everyone and hears everything. If something's going on, he'll know. "Hey, Dave. Need a favor. Can you find out what you can about a guy named Mark? New in town, hangs around the beach." A few minutes later, my phone buzzes with a reply. "Sure thing, Jack. Give me a bit." I finish closing up the bar, the suspense gnawing at me. Finally, just as I'm about to head home, my phone buzzes again. "Got some info. Mark's been hanging around the beach for a few weeks. Seems pretty friendly with the ladies. Heard he was flirting with one of the medics at the clinic. You okay, man?" I stare at the screen, my heart pounding. This is it. This is the confirmation I dreaded but needed. I feel a mix of anger and betrayal bubbling up inside me. But I'm not going to let it consume me. No, I'm going to use it. Thanks, Dave. I owe you one. As I walk home, my mind is already formulating a plan. If Emily thinks she can play me for a fool, she's got another thing coming. I'm going to get back at her, and I'm going to make sure she regrets every moment she spent with Mark. Tonight, the storm begins. The next morning, the beach is bustling with early risers taking advantage of the cool morning breeze. Joggers weave between families setting up their umbrellas, and the surf school is already busy with eager beginners. I'm at the bar early, setting up for the day. My mind is a whirlwind of thoughts and plans, each one more devious than the last. But I have to be careful. I need to play this right. Morning, Jack, a cheerful voice calls out. It's Sarah, one of the lifeguards. She's been working here almost as long as I have, and we've always gotten along well. Morning, Sarah, I reply, trying to sound normal. She jogs over, her red lifeguard suit catching the light. You seem a bit off today. Everything okay? She asks, genuine concern in her eyes. I hesitate for a moment, then decide to test the waters. You ever get the feeling someone's keeping something from you? Sarah raises an eyebrow. Like a secret? Yeah, something like that. She leans against the bar, thoughtful. Well, if it's bothering you, maybe you should confront them. But be careful, Jack. Sometimes it's better not to know. I nod, appreciating her advice even though I have no intention of heeding it. Thanks, Sarah. I'll keep that in mind. She gives me a friendly pat on the shoulder before heading off to her post. I watch her go, then turn my attention back to the bar, arranging bottles and glasses mechanically. My mind is elsewhere, focused on my next move. A few hours later, Emily arrives at the clinic. She looks radiant in her white medic uniform, but today, I see her differently. I see the betrayal in every smile, every touch. I take a deep breath and remind myself to stay calm. This is just the beginning. Hey, Jack, she says as she passes by the bar. Busy day? Not too bad, I reply, keeping my tone neutral. You? Same old, she says, her smile strained. Catch you later? Sure, I say, watching her walk away. My heart aches, but I push the feeling aside. There's no room for sentimentality in what I'm about to do. Just then, Dave strolls up, grinning. Hey, buddy. Got a minute? Sure thing, Dave, I say, glad for the distraction. What's up? Dave leans in, his voice low. I did some more digging on your friend Mark. Turns out he's a bit of a player. Been seen with a few different women around town, if you know what I mean. I clench my fist under the bar. Thanks for the info, Dave. I owe you one. No problem, man. Just watch your back, alright? He claps me on the shoulder and heads off, leaving me with a sense of resolve. It's time to put my plan into action. Later that afternoon, I spot Mark lounging by the beach, chatting up a couple of tourists. I wait until he's alone, then approach him, forcing a friendly smile. Hey, Mark, right? I say, extending my hand. I'm Jack. He shakes my hand, a confident grin on his face. Yeah, I remember you. Emily's husband. That's right, I say, keeping my voice light. Listen, I was thinking. You seem like a cool guy. How about we grab a drink after work? My treat. Mark looks surprised but pleased. Sure, man. Sounds good. Great. Meet me at the bar around 7. I suggest. See you then, he says, flashing a smile before returning to his sunbathing. As the day wears on, I prepare myself for the evening. I've decided to start with a small, seemingly harmless act, getting Mark drunk. Once he's vulnerable, I'll find a way to make him slip up. Maybe he'll reveal something that will give me more leverage. At 7 sharp, Mark strolls into the bar. "Hey, Jack. Ready for that drink?" "Sure am," I say, handing him a beer. "Here's to new friends." "Cheers," Mark says, clinking his bottle against mine. We chat for a while, and I keep the drinks coming. Mark is surprisingly easy to talk to, but I keep reminding myself of his betrayal. Every laugh, every joke is a step closer to my goal. A few hours later, Mark is visibly tipsy, his words slurring slightly. "You know, Jack, you're a good guy. Emily's lucky to have you." "Thanks, Mark," I say, feigning sincerity. "You know, I've been thinking. You and Emily seem to get along really well. How did you two meet, anyway?" Mark hesitates, then shrugs. "Just, met on the beach one day. She's nice. Really nice." "Yeah, she is," I say, my voice hardening. "So nice that she'd spend all her free time with you, huh?" Mark blinks, confused. "What do you mean?" I lean in, my smile disappearing. "I mean, I know what's going on, Mark. And you're going to regret it." He stares at me, the realization dawning slowly. "Jack, Save it," I snap. "You're not the first, and you won't be the last. But you'll be the one to pay for it." Mark's face pales, and he stumbles back, muttering an apology before fleeing the bar. I watch him go, satisfaction mingling with the bitterness in my heart. The night is quiet as I close up the bar, my mind racing with possibilities. This is just the beginning. Emily's betrayal has opened the floodgates, and there's no turning back. I'm going to make sure she feels every ounce of pain she's caused me. As I walk home, the beach is deserted, the only sound the gentle lapping of the waves. It's a stark contrast to the storm brewing inside me. I know I need to be patient, to plan each step carefully. But one thing is clear, Emily and Mark have no idea what's coming. Tomorrow, the real game begins. The morning air is heavy with humidity as I set up the bar. The sky is a brilliant blue, a perfect day for the beach. But all I can think about is how to escalate my plan. Mark is just the first step. I need to hit Emily where it really hurts, to make her feel the betrayal I've felt. "Morning, Jack," Sarah says as she jogs by. She's already in her lifeguard uniform, her whistle swinging from her neck. "Morning, Sarah," I reply, trying to keep my tone light. She stops and looks at me closely. "You look like you didn't get much sleep. Everything okay?" I shrug. "Just a lot on my mind." Sarah gives me a sympathetic smile. "If you ever need to talk, you know where to find me." "Thanks, Sarah," I say, appreciating her concern. But talking won't solve my problems. Action will. As the day progresses, I keep an eye on Emily and Mark. They're careful now, keeping their distance. But I can still see the stolen glances, the brief moments of contact. My anger simmers beneath the surface, but I force myself to stay calm. I need to think strategically. Around midday, Dave swings by the bar. "Hey, Jack. How's it going?" "Not bad," I say, handing him a beer. "Got any new dirt on Mark?" Dave takes a swig and nods. "Yeah, actually. Heard he's been staying at a cheap motel in town. Room 12. Been seen there with a few different women." A plan starts to form in my mind. "Thanks, Dave. That's exactly what I needed." Dave gives me a curious look. "What are you up to, Jack?" "Just handling things," I say with a tight smile. "Don't worry about it." Dave shrugs and heads off, leaving me to my thoughts. I need to catch them in the act. But how? As the afternoon wears on, I notice Emily talking to Sarah by the lifeguard stand. They're laughing about something, and for a moment, I feel a pang of guilt. Sarah's been nothing but kind to me, and she doesn't deserve to be dragged into this. But I need her help. "Hey, Sarah," I call out as I approach. "Can I talk to you for a minute?" "Sure, Jack," she says, excusing herself from Emily. "What's up?" I take a deep breath. "I need a favor. A big one." Sarah raises an eyebrow. "Okay. What is it?" "I think Emily's cheating on me," I say, the words tasting bitter on my tongue. Sarah's eyes widen. "What? Are you sure?" "Pretty sure," I say, glancing over at Emily, who's now attending to a kid with a scraped knee. "I need to catch her in the act. Can you help me?" Sarah hesitates, looking conflicted. "Jack, I don't know." "Please, Sarah," I say, my voice pleading. "I need to know the truth." She bites her lip, then nods. "Okay. What do you need me to do?" "I need you to distract her. Keep her busy for a while so I can check something out." Sarah looks uncertain but agrees. "All right. But be careful, Jack. This could blow up in your face." "I know," I say, forcing a smile. "Thanks, Sarah. I owe you one." She heads back to Emily, engaging her in conversation. I watch them for a moment, then slip away, heading towards the motel. Room 12. My heart pounds in my chest as I approach, the afternoon sun beating down on me. I need to be smart about this. I can't afford any mistakes. When I reach the motel, I hang back, watching the comings and goings. After a while, I see Mark heading towards room 12. He looks around, then slips inside. My pulse quickens. This is it. I wait a few minutes, then approach the door, my heart pounding in my ears. I press my ear to the door, hearing muffled voices inside. It's now or never. I knock on the door, trying to sound casual. "Who is it?" Mark's voice calls out. "Room service," I say, hoping my voice doesn't give me away. There's a pause, then the door cracks open. Mark's face appears, looking confused. "I didn't order any." I shove the door open, pushing him back. Surprise. Inside, a woman I don't recognize scrambles to cover herself with a sheet. Mark stumbles back, eyes wide with panic. "Jack, what the hell are you doing?" I shut the door behind me, my anger boiling over. "I know what you've been doing, Mark. And now, everyone else will too." The woman looks terrified, clutching the sheet to her chest. I am sorry, I didn't know." "Save it," I snap. "This isn't about you." Mark raises his hands, trying to calm me down. "Jack, listen. It's not what you think." "Oh, it's exactly what I think," I say, pulling out my phone and snapping a few quick photos. "And now, I've got proof." Mark's face pales. "You can't do this. Please, Jack." "I can, and I will," I say, my voice cold. "This is just the beginning." I turn and leave, my heart pounding with adrenaline. As I walk back to the beach, I feel a strange mix of satisfaction and dread. I've crossed a line, and there's no going back. But I'm committed now. I'll see this through to the end. When I return to the bar, Sarah is waiting for me, her face anxious. "Jack, what happened?" "I got what I needed," I say, holding up my phone. "Thanks for your help, Sarah. I couldn't have done it without you." She looks troubled. "Jack, are you sure this is the right way to handle things?" I shrug. "It's the only way I know." She sighs, shaking her head. "Just, be careful, okay?" "I will," I say, giving her a reassuring smile. "Thanks, Sarah." As the sun sets, casting long shadows across the beach, I feel a sense of grim determination settle over me. This is far from over. Emily thinks she can betray me and get away with it. But she's wrong. Tonight, I start the next phase of my plan. And by the time I'm done, she'll wish she'd never crossed me. The beach is buzzing with life the next morning, the air filled with the sounds of laughter and crashing waves. But beneath the surface, a storm is brewing. My heart races as I prepare for the final act of my plan. Today, everything will come to light. Morning, Jack, Sarah says as she jogs up to the bar. Her eyes are filled with concern. How are you holding up? I force a smile. Better, thanks. I think today will be the end of it. She looks at me, searching my face for answers. I hope you know what you're doing. Me too, I say, more to myself than to her. As the day progresses, I see Emily and Mark moving around the beach, both acting like everything is normal. But I know better. I can't keep this charade up any longer. I need to confront them both. By mid-afternoon, the bar is packed. Tourists are ordering drinks, and the energy is high. I spot Mark chatting with a group of women by the surfboards. Perfect. I walk over, my mind set. Mark, can I talk to you for a minute? I ask, my voice steady. He looks at me, surprised, but nods. Sure, Jack. We step away from the crowd, and I take a deep breath. I know about you and Emily. His face pales. Jack, Save it, I snap. I have proof. And I'm done playing games. Before he can respond, I pull out my phone and show him the photos from the motel. His eyes widen, and he stumbles back, clearly shaken. You can't show these to anyone, he pleads. Please, Jack. Oh, I can and I will, I say, my voice cold. Unless you tell me the truth. Mark looks defeated. Fine. But it's not what you think. I raise an eyebrow. Then what is it? He takes a deep breath. Emily and we were planning a surprise for you. Something special for your anniversary. That woman in the motel room? She's a party planner. We were setting up a surprise celebration. My mind reels. A party planner? Are you serious? Yes, he says, his voice earnest. I swear. Emily has been so excited about it. She wanted to make it perfect. I stare at him, my anger and confusion swirling. Could this be true? Did I misread everything? Why didn't she tell me? I ask, my voice softer now. She wanted it to be a surprise, Mark says. She's been working so hard on it. She loves you, Jack. She'd never cheat on you. I feel a pang of guilt. Have I been wrong this whole time? But before I can process it, Emily appears, her face lit with a smile. Jack. I've been looking for you, she says, her eyes sparkling. Can we talk? I nod, still trying to wrap my head around what Mark said. We walk to a quieter spot on the beach, and she turns to me, her expression serious. Jack, I know things have been strange lately, she begins. And I want to explain. Please do, I say, my voice tense. She takes a deep breath. I've been planning a surprise for our anniversary. Mark has been helping me. I wanted it to be perfect, but I think I've been so focused on it that I've neglected you. I'm sorry if I made you feel like something was wrong. I stare at her, the pieces finally falling into place. So, you and Mark, there's nothing going on. Of course not, she says, her eyes wide. I love you, Jack. Only you. I feel a wave of relief and shame wash over me. Emily, I'm sorry. I've been so paranoid. I thought you were cheating on me. Her face softens. Jack, I would never do that. I'm so sorry if I made you feel that way. I pull her into a hug, holding her tightly. I'm sorry too. I should have trusted you. As we stand there, holding each other, I realize how much damage my mistrust has caused. But I also see a chance for us to start anew. Later that evening, as the sun sets, Emily takes me by the hand and leads me to the beach. A group of our friends and family are gathered around a beautifully decorated table, lit by fairy lights. There's music, laughter, and a sense of celebration in the air. Surprise! Emily says, smiling up at me. I feel tears in my eyes as I look around at everyone who's come to celebrate with us. Emily, this is amazing. She squeezes my hand. Happy anniversary, Jack. I pull her close, kissing her softly. Happy anniversary, Emily. As the night goes on, we dance, laugh, and enjoy the company of our loved ones. The tension and suspicion of the past few weeks melt away, replaced by a renewed sense of love and trust. Later, as the party winds down, Sarah comes up to me, a smile on her face. Looks like everything turned out all right. I nod, feeling a weight lift from my shoulders. Yeah, it did. Thanks for being there for me, Sarah. Anytime, Jack, she says, giving me a hug. As Emily and I walk home, hand in hand, I realize how close I came to ruining everything. But I also see how strong our love is, and how we can overcome anything as long as we trust each other. The next morning, the beach is peaceful, the waves gently lapping at the shore. Emily and I sit together, watching the sunrise, our hands intertwined. Here's to a new beginning, I say, squeezing her hand. To a new beginning, she agrees, leaning her head on my shoulder. And as the sun rises, casting a golden glow over the beach, I know that no matter what challenges we face, we'll face them together.